Hello everyone, and welcome back to TV Days Drama Digest, your home for the most detailed and emotional breakdowns of days of our lives. Today, we're diving deep into everything that unfolded in Salem on October 23rd, and trust us, it's one of those days when hearts are broken, secrets are confessed, and memories threaten to destroy everything. If you missed today's episode, don't worry. Sit back, relax, and let us take you through every shocking twist and every tear-filled moment. Amy's painful goodbye, the Bayview decision. The day begins with an atmosphere of quiet sadness. The sterile white walls of the hospital corridor seem to close in on Amy as she stands facing Sophia, her daughter, her light, and yet also her deepest source of heartache. Amy's hands tremble slightly as she clutches a folded document, the official notice confirming Sophia's transfer to Bayview Hospital. Her voice cracks as she explains to Sophia that the decision isn't hers, that it's what the doctors think is best. Sophia, Amy says softly, they're transferring you to Bayview for hourly care. They believe you'll get the help you need there. The name Bayview lingers in the air like a cold wind. Everyone in Salem knows Bayview, the mental health facility that has seen too many tragic stories unfold behind its walls. For Amy, it's not just a name. It's a reminder that she has failed to protect her daughter from pain. Sophia, sitting on the hospital bed with her arms wrapped around her knees, doesn't respond right away. Her eyes are distant, lost somewhere between disbelief and exhaustion. She looks at Amy with silent accusation, as if every word from her mother is another wound. Amy tries to explain. She tells Sophia that she regrets everything, not supporting her during her pregnancy, not being there when Sophia needed her the most, and not believing in her strength. Her voice wavers as she admits her guilt. I should have stood by you when you found out you were pregnant. I should have helped you through it instead of pushing you toward adoption. I was scared, Sophia. I didn't know how to handle it. But I never stopped loving you, not for a second. Amy's eyes fill with tears, and for a moment, she reaches out to hold Sophia's hand, desperate for even the smallest sign of forgiveness. But Sophia, still hurt and angry, pulls her hand away sharply. The rejection cuts through Amy like glass. For a few seconds, silence fills the room, heavy, suffocating silence. Then Sophia finally speaks, her voice low but trembling with restrained emotion. You say you love me, Mom. But love doesn't leave people when they need it most. That single sentence breaks Amy's heart in ways words can't describe. She wants to argue, to explain, to beg for another chance, but all she can do is nod because she knows Sophia is right. As Amy turns away, fighting back sobs, she glances once more at her daughter, hoping for a look, a word, anything that says there's still a bridge between them. But Sophia's gaze remains cold, distant, a wall Amy cannot climb. The nurse steps in quietly to prepare for the transfer, and Amy steps aside, her face pale, her shoulders trembling. She whispers under her breath, as if to herself. I love you, Sophia. You'll always be my pride and joy. But Sophia doesn't answer. The door closes, and the sound echoes like the final punctuation of a love story gone wrong. Maggie's house, tension, truth, and a shattered lie. While heartbreak lingers at the hospital, Salem's familiar mansion, the Kiriaki's home, becomes the scene of yet another confrontation. The tension between Sarah, Maggie, and Xander could be cut with a knife. Maggie, ever the matriarch trying to keep her family from collapsing, stands between her daughter and the man who has caused her more pain than joy. The firelight flickers across their faces as accusations begin to rise again, this time about Philip's attack. Maggie looks at Xander, her voice firm but not without warmth. Xander, look Sarah in the eye, she says, and tell her you didn't attack Philip. Xander's jaw tightens. His eyes dart between the two women he loves most, one his mother figure, the other the love of his life. He hesitates, his silence louder than any confession. Sarah folds her arms, her tone cutting but calm. If Mom is bringing this up again, then she must have a reason. She doesn't accuse people for no reason, Xander. Xander forces a smile, one of those hollow, self-defensive smiles that never reach the eyes. I've told you before, we did a great job handling that mess. There's nothing more to. But Sarah interrupts, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and fear. No, Xander. I want you to look me in the eye and tell me you did not attack Philip. There it is, the ultimatum. The final line that demands truth. For a moment, time seems to freeze. The clock ticks faintly in the background. The tension builds until Xander can't bear it any longer. His shoulders slump, his mask shatters, and the words spill out, heavy and irreversible. I can't tell you that, he says quietly, his voice cracking. Because it's not true. It was me. I attacked Philip. Sarah's face goes pale. Maggie gasps, covering her mouth as if trying to hold back the pain that floods the room. Xander, why? Maggie whispers. But Xander doesn't answer right away. He looks at Sarah, and for a long, agonizing moment, their eyes meet full of betrayal, heartbreak, and love all at once. I didn't mean to, he says softly. It wasn't planned. I lost control. He pushed too far, and I snapped. Sarah's tears spill freely now. She backs away, shaking her head as if refusing to accept what she's hearing. You promised me you'd changed, she says. You promised me you weren't that man anymore. I wanted to change, Xander says, stepping forward, his voice desperate. But people like me, maybe we don't get second chances. The air feels heavier, thicker. Even Maggie's strong voice falters as she watches the two people she loves crumble before her. Finally, Sarah turns away, whispering through tears. Then I guess we're done, Xander. Because I can't love someone who chooses violence over truth. Her words hang in the air like smoke after a fire, suffocating and final. Xander tries to speak again, but she's already gone, leaving him standing in the dim light, the weight of his confession pressing down like a curse. Maggie steps closer, resting a trembling hand on his arm. You did the right thing by telling her the truth, she says softly. But sometimes, Xander, the truth comes too late. Xander doesn't reply. He simply stares into the fireplace, the flames reflecting in his eyes, a mirror of the chaos burning inside him. Rachel's memories return, Marlena's growing fear. Meanwhile, across town, Dr. Marlena Evans sits in her office at the hospital, her calm demeanor masking the storm brewing beneath the surface. Today, her patient, little Rachel Black, has shown signs of something both miraculous and terrifying, the return of her lost memories. At first, it's just flashes, brief, fragmented visions of the night of the shooting. But then, Rachel's expression changes. Her breathing quickens. Her eyes grow wide, frightened, as if she's standing in that moment again. Marlena gently takes Rachel's hand and speaks in her calm, soothing voice. It's all right, sweetheart. You're safe. You're here with me. But Rachel shakes her head. I remember, she says softly. I remember the sound. The gun. Uncle EJ, he fell. The words send a chill through Marlena. This is the moment she's been dreading, the moment when Rachel begins to remember not just the trauma, but her own. But now, with Rachel's memories resurfacing, that fragile illusion is starting to unravel. As Marlena listens, her professional calm starts to slip. She feels the dread creeping up her spine. If Rachel fully remembers everything, her young mind may not be able to handle it. The guilt, the confusion, the horror, it could destroy her. After the session, Marlena sits alone in her office, staring at Rachel's file. The clock ticks softly, but her thoughts are deafening. What will happen when Rachel realizes the truth? Will she ever forgive herself? And what will it do to Kristen and to the family when the truth comes out? Later that evening, as Marlena walks through the quiet halls of the hospital, she sees Rachel sleeping peacefully in her bed. But even in sleep, Rachel's face looks troubled, her fingers twitch, her brow furrows, as if reliving something terrible. Marlena whispers to herself. She's so young, too young to carry this. Her heart aches not only for Rachel, but for Kristen as well, a mother who sacrificed everything to protect her child, even if it meant becoming the villain in everyone's eyes. The weight of secrets. As the night falls over Salem, the day's events leave behind a trail of broken hearts and unanswered questions. Amy sits alone outside the hospital, staring at the glowing lights of Bayview in the distance. She holds her phone, wanting to call Sophia, but her hand never moves. She knows Sophia needs space, yet the silence feels unbearable. Xander, still reeling from his confession, walks through the dark streets aimlessly. He ends up at the riverbank, where the cold water reflects the moonlight. He throws a stone into the current, whispering, "You cannot run your past, can you?" And in another corner of Salem, Marlena sits by Rachel's bedside, holding her hand as the girl murmurs in her sleep, repeating fragments of that terrible night. "The gun. I didn't mean to." Marlena closes her eyes, tears forming. She knows that when Rachel wakes up, everything might change. Reflections on the day. What a day in Salem. 3 different stories, yet all tied together by the same thread: love and guilt. Amy and Sophia's pain reminds us that love between a mother and daughter can survive many things, but betrayal and abandonment leave scars that don't heal easily. Xander's confession shows that no matter how hard someone tries to bury the past, truth has a way of clawing its way to the surface. His love for Sarah couldn't save him from the consequences of his choices. And Rachel's slowly returning memory, perhaps the most haunting storyline of all, reminds us that innocence, once lost, can never be fully regained. As Marlena herself might say, "The mind remembers what the heart cannot bear to forget." Tomorrow, new stories will unfold in Salem. But tonight, its streets are filled with silence, and its people, the broken, the guilty, the grieving, all lie awake with the same question echoing in their hearts. Can love survive the truth? Closing words. Those are the stories that shook Salem today, October 23rd. It's been a day of heartbreak, revelation, and the kind of emotional turmoil that makes days of our lives so unforgettable. Here at TV Days Drama Digest, we'll continue bringing you every detail, every twist, and every secret that the writers of Salem dare to reveal. So, if you want to know what happens next, when Rachel's full memory returns, when Sarah decides whether to forgive Xander, and when Amy finds out if Sophia will ever forgive her, stay tuned to our next recap. Until then, take care and remember, in Salem, the truth never stays buried for long. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.